Hey guys, Scott back again with a new beer dissection video. Depending on when you're watching this, yesterday, family, we took a ride out to West Hampton Beach Brewing Company. Probably my second, well, maybe my third closest brewery from where I'm located. Richards Field being about a half mile away. Long Island Farm's about 2 miles away. I think West Hampton Beach is about 10 miles away. And I've reviewed their beers from time to time. Like I said, just recently, we took a drive out there, sent my family in. They got me 3 crowlers. One was Broken Board, which was like kind of a West Coast IPA sessionable. Got the famous Riptide Double IPA, which I haven't done a video on that. I've had that before, but I have it now in a crowler. I don't think I ever did a video on the Riptide, even though that's sold in cans. And what I have today is what they call Raspberry Ripple from the website. Okay, I'm just going to show you the can, but it's not like a specific label that they have on their smaller 12-ounce cans or 16-ounce cans. This I looked real quick on the website. It's being advertised as a summer stout, and I'm presuming it's infused with raspberry of some sort, whether it's tinctures, puree, real raspberries, whatever it may be, or a little bit of both. Coming in at 8.8%, so this is definitely going to be a hefty one to take a nap after I do this video. But West Hampton Beach Brewing Company, again, obviously they're in West Hampton here on the South Shore, Long Island, roughly 15 minutes from me before you get to Southampton and the far east end of near. So it's kind of right at the beginning of like the South Fork of Long Island. But like I said, I have a bunch of beer dissections. If you go to my playlist, speaking of that, if you can subscribe and like and maybe hit the bell on this page, that'd be great also. If you look under beer dissection, I've got like the Hurricane IPA, a seasonal beer, cranberry. I think I got one of their stouts. So definitely something to check out. And like I said, these 3, depending on when you're viewing this and when I actually post them, there will be eventually 3 most recently looking like the same can or crowler, which is 32 ounces, which is a can, a larger can. Obviously, a growler is going to be more of that mug, either glass and or the high-end ones. Okay, so not too much to say. I'm surprised I haven't done a video, at least these 3 that I'm doing these next few days here. I haven't done a video by them in quite a bit, but a lot of times their beer is readily available in your local beer shop, especially if you live on Long Island. I don't know how far their footprint goes, but yeah, you can definitely find them here on Long Island. Like I said, Hurricane IPA, Jetty 4. They have a few others that are like their flagship beers. All right, so let's crack this bad boy open here. Okay. I'm just using a typical tulip glass. Okay, like you've seen me use on my channel several times if you've watched more than one of my videos. Okay. All right. So it is a stout. So we are expecting what? Something either very dark brown, or they do make an Irish stout. It's kind of a cream stout, milk stout. I shouldn't call it an Irish stout, but it's called Irish Eyes, which is excellent also. I think I've done a video on them too. All right, so let's take a look at this. Wow, very thick. It's definitely not nitrogenate because I don't think you can nitrogenate crowlers, but it looks like it, right? You got this dense, light brown tan head. Looks pretty supportive. When I'm looking at the top, you're almost getting like an espresso-like quality when you have a nice espresso made from a good machine. You got kind of that thick layer on top, which is great. Looks really nice. About 1.5 inches, pretty dense head. Almost looks like an Irish stout or Murphy's, or almost like their Irish Eyes cream stout that has been poured, or when you pour it, I should say. All right, so what do we got here? We got a dark brown. I'm going to say it's dark brown. It may look black to you too, but if you look at the very bottom, there's some reddish hues at the bottom. You can see it. So even though it is, dark brown, black, I won't argue with someone that says black, but it's on that verge. The SRMs are probably up around standard reference method on the color of the beer, probably 35, 40, but who knows? Okay. But it is pretty clear, even though it's kind of that dark brown to black. Okay. I'm almost getting whiff of the malt right now from just sitting here. All right, guys, let's take a sniff of this. Oh, wow. That's nice. You kind of get that roast, a lot of dark roast, like even like a toffee on the nose, espresso roast, chocolate, okay, more like a dark chocolate, bittersweet kind of, you know, I'm not an expert on chocolates, but when you take those dark chocolates that are like 80, 90% cocoa, it kind of gives you that dark roast. So definitely a lot of roast, espresso roast, coffee, a little nutty too. You could even get like toffee. I'm not smelling raspberries. Not that even when I have fresh raspberries, unless it's the sugared caramelized stuff that you throw onto ice cream, that maybe that smells like raspberries. Raspberries don't usually have much aroma to them, in my opinion. Maybe you model them in a bottom of a jar or something like that. Hop quality. This is this is going to be a malty beer. Okay, so maybe there's a slight herbal component, floral component to the hops, but this is not going to be a hop dominant beer. So you're not going to be expecting strong fruity aromas and things like that like you get from your IPAs. Okay, but definitely dominant. If you were blindfolded and you smelt this, that you either got a porter or a stout because you just got those dark roasted malts that they're using. Okay, but chocolate, like I said, espresso roast. Very nice though. I think this actually smells better than most stouts that I've had. And so far, I think I like the aroma on this even better. Sorry guys, but it probably smells even a little bit better than the Irish Eyes. Kind of very nice. Now they're calling it a light summer stout, so we'll take a look at this and see if it has the body, if maybe a little lighter body than like the Irish Eyes, which is more of a cream stout. It smells really good though. Okay. All right, guys. So cheers. Oh wow. You get immediately hit with that chocolate roast. Kind of medium to full bodied, which you would expect somewhere around 8.5, 8.8%. Wow. On the aftertaste, I'm getting a little more nut, like a roasted nut, hazelnut, walnut, you name your nut that you kind of roast. So almost like if you had a chocolate covered roasted nut, that's kind of what you're getting, which is quite pleasant. All right. Nothing hop wise stands out, but again, I wouldn't expect this. Maybe a slight herbal component, but you're kind of getting smacked in the face with the espresso, chocolate, nut, maybe a slight toffee, but very subtle. I think the chocolate and the nut is a lot more dominant. Really nice. And what's great too is at 8.5% or 8.8, I keep saying 8.5, but 8.8, I usually would get alcoholic warmth. I'm not getting it here. Which sometimes people like that. I don't particularly like it because sometimes it can be too solventy, too like almost adds a stringency to it. I'm not getting that here, but the bitterness is hitting that pronounced side because there is a lot of times you need some bitterness in there to kind of balance out the malt. Got to use a ton of malt for this 8.8% beer. If they didn't have some bitterness, but it's only kind of pronounced, not like assertive, highly assertive. I think their Irish Eyes is a little bit more bitter. I think even Irish Murphy's and Guinness is a little bit more bitter than this. This is drinking quite smooth. And I got to say too, even with the carbonation being a little more moderate to maybe moderate high, it gives a little more of a crisp taste to the stout. You drink cream stout, or you drink Irish Eyes, which is a great, again, milk stout, cream stout. That's feels like it got a lot more body. They do use lactose in that, so that's also going to give you a lot more body to it. This is drinking really nicely. And as I sit here, I just want to kind of get a little bit more. Again, now the one thing I haven't mentioned, if you noticed, I called this unless I read it wrong, raspberry. It's called Raspberry Ripple, I believe. Am I getting any raspberry? On the nose, like I said, I'm not getting raspberry on the nose, but I gotta say there is something. Yeah. You gotta let it sit there, but you can kind of tell there's some type of raspberry there. What's great is I'm not a big fruit beer person, so I never want to be smacked in the face with a ton of fruit, especially in the stout. But this is actually quite subtle. Like it just, it's there, and especially when you're looking for it, you're like, yeah, it's there. It's almost like you had a chocolate-covered raspberry, espresso raspberry, maybe an espresso bean stuffed inside a raspberry, drizzled with some chocolate on there. That's kind of what it's tasting like. It's actually quite nice. It's kind of like you're drinking dessert. What's also good about raspberry is the Belgians are known for when they're adding spices and things like that. They don't want to smack you in the face all the time. They want to use just enough that you know something's going on. It adds to the complexity of the beer, but not like it just, again, smacking you in the face. And this is what's happening with this. I was expecting, like other breweries that use a little too much fruit, too much maybe artificial flavorings and things, that it's medicinal, too sweet, and too much slap in your face raspberry. This is more like, yeah, even on the aftertaste, you kind of get it, then it goes away back to the chocolate and the roast. They can be tricking me. Yeah, if they're using raspberry, I got to believe it's probably like either a puree, maybe. Maybe they're using a little fresh fruit. I don't know. It'd be crazy if they're using actual real raspberries and modeling them. If that's the case, they're definitely using that over the medicinal tinctures, because the raspberry is subdued. It's melding into the beer, which is what you want, or I like in any of my porters or stouts that have fruit in there, or any beer. You want to get it, but you don't want to be like feeling like you're drinking fruit juice, like some of these IPAs that you drink. Even some of them that are infused with like mango and guava and things like that they dump into it's like they're dumping fruit juice in there. But very nice, guys. I really want them, yeah. As I'm drinking it, I get a little bit more of the raspberry, but still in that nice subdued. You know you're drinking a stout and not some fruit bomb. But anyway, yeah, this is really good. I almost wish they will can this alongside the Irish Eyes, so you can get it regularly at your local beer store, because I would get this a lot more. So anyway, guys, today's beer dissection from West Hampton Beach Brewing Company. I don't know why I keep putting it in front of the screen, because it's not like I didn't have the pictures popping over my shoulder. Raspberry Ripple. Got it fresh from the tapping system over there. It's what they're calling a SummerStout, which I can see. It's drinking a little lighter. Definitely lighter than their Irish Eyes, which is a cream stout, milk stout, completely different style of beer, different style of stout. I don't know if that's why they're calling it a SummerStout, but neither here nor there. It does drink a lot lighter than that one. So if you're familiar with their Irish Eyes and you're drinking this one's going to probably be slightly lighter. So if you're there, I don't know if they have Irish Eyes on tap over there. It's a little crisper, a little more carbonation, but make no mistake, it is a stout. Chocolate, nut, whatever, roast, coffee, a little toffee, a little, sweet. So it's almost like you have like I said, maybe an espresso bean, raspberry, and some chocolate, consuming it at one time. Very good. With this, guys, okay, Raspberry Ripple, I really have to give it, like I've given grades. I think I gave their Broken Board. Now remember, they have themes of, they're right here on the beach, so they have a lot of beach themes. The Broken Board beer, I think I gave like a B+, A-. This one I really can't go any lower than straight A, maybe an A+. It's probably one of the better stouts that I've had, and I was actually quite surprised. I don't, like I said, a lot of times I'll order beers or pick up 6-packs that have raspberry or orange or whatever. This one's quite good. You're not going to, if you don't like fruit in your beer, you'll still like this one, because like I said, there's a subtle on the back end, when you're taking it in, you're getting raspberry. If you really think about it, you probably are perceiving it, but it's not like medicinal, and it's not like so sweet and sugary. I'm actually glad they're not using lactose in this. I don't think they're using lactose. If they are, let me taste it again. Maybe they are, but I don't think so, because it's not drinking like the Irish Eyes. Really good. So I got to give this a good A, maybe even A+. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this crowler, and I'll probably have to take a nap because it's at 8.8. I really would check this one out. This one's outstanding. And like I said, if I saw this, and this is not a knock to Irish Eyes, if I had this in the cans next to Irish Eyes, I'd probably grab this one first. Irish Eyes is sweet stout, milk stout. Sometimes I can drink one of those and call it a day, just because it's a little bit heavier. It's a sweet stout. It's a cream stout. I think I even did a what is style on cream stout. And I may have even used Irish Eyes as an example. I went through the whole history and everything. If you're interested in that, take a look under what is styles in the playlist. This one's really good. And I could swear I was told that they had changed brewers a while back, maybe even a year ago or so. They're really putting out really good beer. Anyway, guys, again, West Hampton Beach Brewing Company, Raspberry Ripple, A+. Go get some, try it out. Come back to this video, tell me your opinions on it. I'm really enjoying it. Touch of raspberry. It is a stout, not cloyingly sweet, not medicinal, nut, coffee, things like that. So anyway, guys, till the next beer dissection video, have a great day. Take care. Bye.